Okay, fam. So we began a series on trusting God for the month of August, and today we are closing the curtain on this series. We're trusting God's timing for our lives. Trusting God's timing for our lives. So now, if you wouldn't expect a child in grade 1 to be able to solve a quadratic equation or understand the science behind rockets, I think it's unfair and unhealthy to compare your day 2 to another person's day 200. Welcome to Lamp and Light Tuesday. So now, life is measured in time. When we ask of your age, be it 20, 25, 50, it's the measure of how long you've lived here on earth, which basically runs down to time. So understanding the life we live is in seasons is a great deal to live a fruitful and purposeful life. Just as plants have seasons where they grow and flourish, same thing applies to the life of each and every man. There's a season where it's a seed, moves to become a seedling, a young plant, bears flowers before the fruits finally arrive. So then, it's very unfair, like I said before, to compare your seedling stage to another person's fruit-bearing or flowering phase in life. So in agriculture, there's a term called pruning. Okay? So with this pruning, it's when the farmer cuts off every dead part of the plant or any part of the plant that has or carries a disease. It is cut off so it doesn't affect the other parts of the plant. So same thing applies over here to our lives. There are seasons where God takes us through a process where He begins to cut off every relationship, every character, bad traits or thought patterns that we have. So when we get to the fruit-bearing stage, it doesn't affect us much. So now we have to understand that God is interested in ordering our stop, our waiting seasons, and then the season where He tells us to move or go. And each of these stages doesn't mean God is delaying you. A friend once made a statement, and it was so profound to me. He said, going backwards with God is way better than moving forward with men. And going backwards with God seems like you are losing time. But God is the architecture of time. So you can never lose time going backwards with Him. But you would always lose time moving forward with men. Same thing can be applied here when we take a look at the story of Joseph. Joseph was sold into slavery at the age of 17, but became Pharaoh's right-hand man at the age of 30. And for 13 years, Joseph never looked like the dreams he had. But being in prison seems like he had lost time. Being in a foreign land, serving as a slave, looks like time he had lost or wasted. But see how marvelous the story ended. So it is very important to understand the season at every point you are in life. Moving backwards with God is always better than moving forward with men. There are seasons where God would tell you to wait, hold on, and not take moves that seems progressive, like Jackpot. Yes. Moving outside of God's will for your life is quite dangerous. I'm not saying moving out of the country is wrong, but is that God's plan? That would seem like moving forward in the sight of men. We have to understand the times and seasons in life. Just like in Ecclesiastes 3, there is a time or appointed time for everything in this life. Same thing applies to each and every one of us. You know, you being in a hurry doesn't rush God to do things in His appointed time. You just have to wait on Him, because He is the architecture of our lives. He knows when we are supposed to have access to what at which point in time. So you have to trust his timing for your life. Probably your friends may be in the fruit-bearing season or flowering stage where they are seeing some sort of results and you are seeing none. That doesn't mean you are behind in life. And the famous quote by Pastor Chris, he said, the success of others doesn't mean you are failing. Just believe and trust God's timing for your life each and every day. This is very key to fulfilling destiny. Trust God's timing for your life. At every point in time, understand life is in phases. Life is in phases. There is a seedling stage where you see no results, but you have to be putting in the work. You have to be putting in the work at every point in time. Putting in the work. This is why, like I said before, it is unfair, a very unfair comparison, to take your day 10 and compare it to another's day 200 or day 100. Trust God's timing for your life. And this is very key to live a very fulfilled life and live out the destiny to the fullest. I hope you've been blessed by this series. Kindly let me know if this blessed you in a comment section. Kindly like, comment, and also subscribe. Share this with your family and friends. I'm sure this would bless them as it blessed you. Thank you so much for making time to watch. See you same time next week. Soli Deo Gloria. Bye.